Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a minute. Today we have a summer topic. I'm going to be telling you about the 4 facial SPFs that I'm using this summer. Over the years, I've really evolved my relationship with the sun, so I'm not going to cover that here, but in the summer of 2021, I actually did a whole video on Patreon specifically about that topic. So if you're interested in that conversation, I will leave the link below. So of the 4 sunscreens that I'm using this summer, 2 are untinted and 2 are tinted. There's a range of finishes here, and this one here on the end is really here for nostalgic purposes and is part of another video that I'm planning for later in the summer. I think many years ago in 2016, I did a tinted moisturizer BB/CC cream. Maybe I was sort of going for SPF type products in that video, but suffice to say it's been a number of years since I have updated that. So let's start with the 2 untinted options and then I'll move into the 2 tinted options. Number 1, the Le Prunier Plum Screen SPF 31. I've been using this since last summer. It came in a limited edition Beauty Heroes Discovery. You can see I've used almost all of this, and I probably next summer will repurchase another one. This has a wonderful lightweight matte finish. So this is really the product that I think is going to be best for someone that doesn't want to feel any kind of obvious finish, dewy, moisturized, glowy looking finish. It really, I mean, I applied just a lot here, but if you apply a reasonable amount of product as the last step in your skincare routine, think of it as like your cream step. So if you do any kind of serums or oils, this would be the last step on top of that. And the finish is barely perceptible on the skin. Of all of the sunscreens that I've used over the years, this is probably the most user-friendly one to work with. And it's gonna give the easiest finish, particularly in the summertime when people are already perspiring and naturally glowy. They don't want to necessarily feel like their makeup or their skincare is contributing to that glow. This is really a perfect product. I think it has no discernible cast or anything on a range of different skin tones. I haven't heard of anyone having an issue with it in that respect. But the caveat would be if you have dry skin, dehydrated skin, you may want something with a little bit more of a glowy or dewy finish. Okay, the other untinted option I'm using this summer is actually a brand new bottle. I just got this in a couple of weeks ago, but it's a repurchase, so I have used this before. The Lapar Elemental Day Silk 12% Non-nano Zinc Fluid. I love Lapar as a brand, and I tried this first a couple of years ago, really fell in love with it. Now this formula is, of the 4, the most moisturizing. It's gonna give you the dewiest, glowiest finish. This formula, I think, kind of very popular 5 years ago in the eco beauty world. It's very similar to something like the Kerry Gran SPF, the Honua Malu. It is gonna leave a touch of a white cast, so if you have medium to deep skin tones, I would say you would want to mix something in with it, whether it's like a bronzing fluid or a drop of foundation or something, or you probably are going to get a bit of a white cast. The thing is, this is great for a minimalist because you would literally just have to splash your face with water, wash your face, maybe do a spritz of toner, and then this. It really takes the place of any skincare that you're doing. The ingredients are stunning. It's kind of similar to the Mara SPF serum product that I reviewed recently in a podcast. It has a very similar finish. Now, if you are normal oily combination, you may struggle with this. Now, I have quite a normal skin type. I can get a little bit dry, which is why I feel like I can get away with it. But if I am going to be using this one, I have to adjust my makeup accordingly. I can't wear anything really dewy on top. Even some of my more moisturizing makeup items like Gressa Essentialist, for example, are a little bit too much. But this, paired with a little bit of a more matte concealer like the Aire Perez Lychee Cream Concealer, like this is a great low minimal makeup look from me that I love. My skin likes it. I feel like my skin looks beautiful throughout the course of the day, but I really like a glowy, dewy finish. This actually also pairs really nicely with something like the Gressa Minimalist Corrective Serum Foundation. This is just a bit of a dewier finish. So if you use the Gressa Essentialist for coverage everywhere, it's kind of too much here, but a drop of this with this is very lovely. Okay, now onto the two tinted options. The True Botanicals Skin Barrier Sun Shield Broad Spectrum Sunscreen SPF 30. Now this is available in the current Beauty Heroes box for July featuring True Botanicals. This is one of 3 products in the box. There's a vitamin C powder, the Chabula serum, hydration serum, and this. The reputation for this really kind of preceded it for me. I had heard a lot about this. I think people were talking about this last summer, maybe even the summer before, so it's not new, I don't think, but it is my first time trying it. Actually, let me move on to the other hand since I already have a bunch of product on this hand. So you can see the tint is just sort of, I mean, it looks very light. It's sort of a peach. So I don't know if it's even fair to consider this tinted, but it is more tinted than the Le Prunier and the Lapar, which have, the Le Prunier has a tiny tint, but basically untinted, and the Lapar has no tint whatsoever. This is really just, I think, to help blend in the white mineral cast that you would get. This leaves the skin with a slightly glowy finish. So in my opinion, it sits somewhere between these two. It's not completely matte in finish and it's not completely glowy. It gives more of an illuminated finish, very skin perfecting, has a very light scent. None of these have an overly strong scent, I guess, except for this one that we'll talk about next. This is nice. I think if you want something sort of glowy, but not going to give you as much glow as the Lapar, this is a nice option. It's easy to use. I find that it blends in easily. Depending on what kind of serums you're using underneath, you may get a bit of pilling, like if you're using any kind of hyaluronic serum or a water-based serum. I have had a touch of that, but really not bad. I think that a lot of these formulas have become much more sophisticated and they play well with other products in a skincare routine. And the nice thing is that you can get it at a great price right now with those other 2 products in the Beauty Heroes box. I always have an ongoing Beauty Heroes subscription box discount code. It's just LAMOUR 15. And it's good for new customers, new emails, subscribing to any term Beauty Hero subscription, even if you just do the month-to-month box. Last product to talk about is none other than the Juice Beauty CC Cream. I think in that Tinted Moisturizer CC BB Cream lineup video that I did many years ago that this is in it. So this has been around in my beauty life for years. I have taken a long hiatus from it, but I felt re-inspired to purchase it recently this summer because I was really missing a tinted moisturizer in my life. I just don't have one. So this is a CC cream, that's what it's labeled, Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Sunscreen. So this is gonna be an option if you want to bypass a separate SPF step. Say you're not a big makeup wearer, you don't really wear foundation, even though I feel like some of these, this was just a concealer, is great. This is just super easy, and it has that nostalgia factor that I was just kind of missing. And they have expanded the shade range a bit. In fact, I went for one of their newer shades. This is Rosy Glow, and it's a touch light, but I don't know, I can never keep straight which is the best shade for me, because the last time I had this several years ago, I think I had Desert Glow and it was just too much. So I can definitely get this to work. I would say Rosy Glow is a touch light for me. So if you're more fair than I am, I think Rosy Glow could be a good option. It does have a bit of a neutral, cool undertone, whereas I think their lightest shade is has a little bit of like a warmer ivory vibe going on, but their darker shades I find like way too dark. So I would say the shades are sort of difficult. You can get this brand at Target now, so I guess you could return it if it doesn't work out. This has that really nostalgic green apple smell that was just all the rage in Green Beauty years and years ago. Yeah, it's really for someone that wants a makeup SPF moisturizer sort of hybrid all-in-one type of product. I find it really, really good for dry skin. That was when I initially fell in love with this product, but I also don't find it to be too much for someone with normal skin. Again, it's going to be tricky if you are oily. I think you're not going to want something that's quite so dewy in finish or heavy in finish, but this is actually a very nice year-round product. Of all of the, if you're someone that wants to wear SPF in the winter, I personally don't, but depending on your lifestyle or where you live, you may need to. This is a really good option for wintertime when skin is like is naturally a little bit more parched, or you may want to impart a bit more color. I think it's a really good option. I'm going to be doing a revisiting old Eco Beauty favorites video that's going to include this. So I've been accumulating products for that. Zuzu Luxe, Tarte mascara, a little by Terry happening. So hopefully that'll be one of the next videos that I have coming out. Just a short and sweet video today. I hope that you enjoyed hearing about these 4 products. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'll link them all below along with coupon codes that I have. I have a coupon code for Gressa, which I mentioned, a coupon code for Beauty Heroes, where you can get this and this. This you can get through Buckswalla. And this, like I said, you can get at Target. So they're all pretty accessible. I've been rotating all of them and really, really enjoying all of them a lot. So I'll look forward to seeing you guys in another video before too long. I feel like I'm getting my bearings again, being in a new city. You can always find me on Instagram at Musique. You can come support my work on Patreon, where I'm always very active. Even if you don't see me here on YouTube, I'm on Patreon every single week. I live stream, I do a monthly video there, I do podcasts and live Q&As. I've played around with the idea of making some of that content available here on the YouTube membership levels, but I haven't really decided yet. I've been very happy with Patreon on the 5 years that I've been there. And actually in the coming months, Patreon is going to be opening up options for creators to sell individual digital products. So for example, if you don't want to be on a monthly subscription, you could buy access to an individual video or an individual podcast or an individual Q&A. Once that rolls out and becomes available to me, I'm thinking I may play around with that. But I'm always open to your feedback. What's easiest for you, how to access that kind of thing. And yeah, I'll just leave you with that and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.